Hello. All of our life, we've been brainwashed by society to make us believe that we have to have a college education to get a decent job. And over the past 20 years, that's all I've heard. And I recently was injured, and I went back to school, and through the assistance of vocational rehabilitation and some other federal programs, I went to school and earned a degree. While I was trying to get approval for the funding under a federal program, I went and I finished an associate degree in a technology program, and the school assured me that once I completed that degree, there would be unlimited employment opportunities. And as soon as I had approval on that federal program, I did a 1 year program in business to give me a hand up on a supervisor job. And needless to say, the school did not help me with any placement, which that really pisses me off. And here I am. I've been out let's see, about 3 years since I earned my last certificate, and still no job. So I've been sitting around applying for jobs, competing with high school kids for minimum wage. And here's a little story. I was at Wendy's filling out a paper application, which is unheard of these days. And manager come out and he said, "Well, you didn't fill in your high school education." And I said, "Oh, what difference does it make?" They put this space down, so they want your grammar school, your high school, any trade school, any other college you've gone to. So if I put down my college degree, they just toss the application in the trash. And I've been looking at some other videos by people that are looking for jobs, and they specifically say, do not tell an employer you have a degree unless it's required. And I'm finding this to be very disturbing. I find that the online applications are very disturbing because they can set up a criteria that says that if you haven't had a steady job in the past, I don't know, 6 months, then you're automatically excluded, and they'll never even look at your application. Now that's the problem I run into is I've been here for 3 years, and I've only worked a few jobs, and they were short-lived because the guys that have no education were very intimidated that I have all this knowledge, all this training, and they feel threatened. So I'm here to tell you that for the most part, do not report that you have a college degree, and because that's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you in the long run. I've done several applications. I've done some with no work history. I've done some with no education. I've done some with all my education, and for the most part, I'm still getting the same result: nothing. I had a lady call me from the job office, said her husband was looking for part-time help, and she was very insistent that I bring a resume. I said, "Well, I really don't have one prepared for this. I didn't even apply for this job." But I spent a couple hours and I fill out this I fill out a resume and I bring it down to him, and then he asked me to do an application. I come back a couple hours later with the application. He looks over my resume and stuff. He goes, "Wow, you are like grossly overqualified." He goes, "All I can offer you is, at the most I can offer you is $8 an hour." And he was only interested in having my tool set on his premises. That was the only thing he was interested in. He didn't care who he can get. He can get any monkey to do whatever he wanted to do. It don't take anybody that really bright. And that's the problem I've run into is employers only care about cheap labor. The cheaper they can hire somebody, the more money they can make. And I billed out at $100 an hour, and when the paychecks are written out, I'm lucky to make $10 an hour. That's just how cheap the wages are. And employers know that if they hire somebody with education, it's going to cost them more money. And it's a sick reality that most college graduates have at least $20,000 in debt by the time they finish their program, even with federal assistance. And then you come out of school and into a job, and then you're looking at repaying that debt. And employers know that they're going to have to give you $3 an hour just to cover your educational cost. And it's just a sick reality that they can hire somebody straight out of high school and teach them bad ethics because they don't know any better. And there's a lot of managers that were brought up through the ranks that they started out at an entry-level position and they just moved up into management, and they really don't know anything about management, period. And you get somebody educated in there that says, look, you can't do this, you can't do this, this is wrong. And they get really pissed off. And then they finally tell you this, see ya. And that's just the way the world works. Everything right now is cheap. Everything's based on dollar amounts. Walmart, fast food, all this stuff is corrupted the job market. Walmart pays people 30 hours a week. They hire people part-time so they don't have to offer benefits. People want it done right now, and they want it done for free. They buy stuff online. They want free shipping. They expect an immaculate deal, and they don't want to pay for it. And this is just the way the world works. And I hope this opens your eyes up a little bit about the job market, and I wouldn't be too hasty to jump into any type of college program without checking into it a little further. And there's a lot of very aggressive recruiters that'll sign you up for some private school, and when you get done, it's $70,000 later. And one of the things I saw in a video is that any monkey out of high school can get a degree nowadays because the schools push people through there like cattle at an auction. As long as they know a little bit about what's going on, they'll pass them through. No questions asked. And one of the programs I went through, I worked at it very hard to actually learn the information. And then I see a lot of people that are sharing their textbook and stuff and just kind of like getting by just so they get that sheet of paper. And employers are wise to that. And I've had to deal with a competing school that has a bad reputation of being a certificate mill, which basically means you pay the tuition, they give you a certificate after you've physically been in a class for a couple of years, and the training is crap, period. And there's only certain things they teach, and those certain things they teach are the things that they do around here, and I'm like, that's something I never even studied, because I was into it much deeper. But these are kind of what my thoughts are. And you know, like I said, don't jump into the best college offer you can get. The community colleges do very well at basic education, basic core curriculum, and that's probably the advice I have is research your education before you jump into a program, because even the federal government's cutting back on the money that's available for students. Thanks for watching.